What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of this Sunday show. My name's Andrew with Brews and Board Games, and I hope everyone has had a fantastic week. Now, I know today is Monday. I could not put out the video yesterday on Sundays like I normally do. I actually went to my brother's bachelor party this weekend. We went out down to the Chesapeake Bay, took a charter boat out there. It was really cool, man. We were doing some skeet shooting off the back of the boat. We did some fishing. We did the fishing right against the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Dude, that was awesome. I did end up catching 2 fish. Problem was, in order to keep them, they had to be 19 inches. The one I caught was like 17 and a half, so super close. And I think the other one was a little bit smaller than that. But we did catch out of the group. We did catch 2 of them. We got to eat them. They cooked us some stuff on the boat, some crab cakes, some bangin' rice. And then we cooked up some of the fish that we caught as well. So, dude, overall, it was really cool. And it was just, I could not get the video out. I did get back yesterday, Sunday. But, dude, I just couldn't get a video out. So, today, I am putting it out. And then I will be back on track next Sunday. And before we get into other things, I did show off a picture last week of some Cloudspire factions. It was a character from the Uprising, as well as, what is it called? Horizon's Wrath. It was for like a Chip Theory Games contest, so I did a drawing for them. And I showed it off last week, and there was a comment from my man Evan Watkins, and he was talking about he used to draw and stuff like that. So, and we were talking about Dragon Ball Z drawings. So this is a drawing that I did when I was a kid. This is of Vegeta. This picture must be over 20 years old, man. And I told him, you know, I used to draw this stuff as a kid as well. So I just kind of wanted to show this off. And it says Prince Vegeta on here. Was he a prince like on this home world? I forget. I haven't been into Dragon Ball Z stuff for years, man. Probably when I was drawing these pictures is the last time I was into it. But yeah, and I mean, it's all with pen too. And I went through, when I was drawing, I went through a phase for years. I mean, until recently, where I was just drawing with pen. And I think that was for a few reasons. One, the pen was a little bit darker than pencils. But I think what it also did for me psychologically was like, okay, you can't mess up, right? Because it's pen, you can't erase. So yeah, I just thought it was cool. I always liked Vegeta. I thought he was badass. So this goes out to my man, Evan Watkins. Hope you enjoy, brother. And so moving on from there, let's get into the games that I played. I actually didn't play any games last week. Dude, the week was super busy. I had a lot of stuff going on. I did put out a video of Ruination, the unboxing. I did read the rules for Ruination, and it looks really cool. So I hope to get a playthrough of that soon. But yeah, I just couldn't get to any games. And then like I said, during the weekend, I had the bachelor party. So hopefully I will reset and then get to more games this week. And so with that, let's just pivot right into the news. There are 2 things that I just kind of want to highlight. Spoke about these on the last video, but Six Siege, the campaign is live. I did do a video for that, 5 reasons why you should back, and 5 reasons why I think maybe you want to hold off a little bit. So check that out if you are interested. That is going to be, that launched on the 22nd, and it's doing very well. It has over $1 million raised, probably about 7,200 backers at this point, so it's doing very well. It ends in 4 days. So if you are interested, make sure to hop on there, check out the campaign page. I will put a link below. The next thing is Wild Assent Lavon Rising. That's going to be launching on Gamefound tomorrow, noon Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys are interested in that, or even if you're not, I suggest you go to the page, click the follow button, because what Gamefound is doing is if you are following these campaigns before they even launch, they're going to give you a little freebie. So the freebie in Wild Assent is just going to be a mini included in your pledge. So also I will put a link below. So tomorrow, noon Eastern Standard Time. And then so let's get into some announcements that I haven't covered on the previous videos. The first one is going to be Masters of the Universe. And the funny thing is, there's actually going to be 2 games that take place in the Masters of the Universe setting. The first one is Fields of Eternia. Now this one's going to be launching on Gamefound by Archon Studios. I haven't heard of them before. I did look them up. And I guess they mostly made D&D terrain and scenery. And they also made the Wolfenstein board game. I haven't played that. I have no opinion about it. I haven't even heard any kind of reviews or anything like that. But that's going to be launching on Gamefound, and I believe, let's just pull up the my wife's tablet. I got a hodgepodge of notes and the tablet, as well as this cool ass. I was mentioning this on the last video. This is like this skull with this Viking helmet on. But my wife got me this mug for Father's Day. Dude, this thing is like, look at this thing. Dude, that thing is just epic, bro. So let's pull this up, Masters of the Universe. This is gonna be launching in 28 days. And so basically, what I gather, the other game, Masters of the Universe, is going to be called Clash for Eternia. That's going to be made by CMON. Now, one of the differences that I gathered of why there's going to be two is this company, Archon Studios, they don't have the license, I guess, to make the game in North America. I don't know if that's everywhere else, or is that only in Europe? I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if these are going to be, I would think that they're going to be region specific. So I think if you're in NA, I don't know if you're going to be able to pledge for this. I'm not entirely sure. Again, I don't know, guys. There's not much on here. There's no updates for the game. It just says it's launching in 28 days. And then there's a small little section about, just kind of a brief overview of what the game is. So it just says, Fields of Eternia is an adventure-driven strategy game of tactics and deck-building based battle system that features story campaigns that can be played solo or with your friends and family. It says it is a 1 to 6 player game. It says your heroes or villains will recruit troops along the way and command them to conquer Eternia while collecting powerful artifacts, building high-tech vehicles, and completing quests at the same time. Fields of Eternia is your chance to tell the story of Eternia you ever dreamed of, whether you will complete challenging scenarios or wipe out the opponent's forces. It's all up to you. So that's basically all we have. First up, I don't like the board. If you guys go to the page, again, for all of these announcements, I'm going to put links in the description below, so you guys can check those out if you want to. I'm not feeling this board. I think the artwork on it is pretty good, but if you look at it, I guess, there's places where your guys can go, right? But they're just outlined in these huge circles, and it's just taking away from the art of the board, in my opinion. I've never been a fan of boards that do this kind of stuff. If you're gonna make spaces where people can go to, I've always been a fan of making them semi-transparent so you can actually see more of the artwork on the board. This is just, and it has the names of the locations in big letters too. That part might be okay. I would probably like to see that text a little smaller. And the artwork, like I said, I think it looks fine, but dude, those huge circles are just it's hard to miss those. And that might be the idea, but I think you can get away. I think there's a fine line, and Monster World Hunter or Monster Hunter World, I forget what it is. It kind of did that as well. The spaces where your guys would go, there are these just huge, clearly visible spots. And I'm just like, couldn't you get away with doing something a little bit less noticeable? And that's kind of how I feel about this game. But yeah, that's going to be Fields of Eternia by Archon Studios. So the one for CMON is going to be a one versus many game. Now, the cool thing that I took about that, and there's a few updates and articles talking about the game. The cool thing that I took away was, though, let's say, the one person is the overlord, basically taking control of the evil player. And then the other players would take control of the good guys. However, the players versus the overlord, those players could take the roles of the villains. And then the overlord can take the role of the heroes. So you can kind of mix and match. It's not just like the overlord is only playing the bad guys and the other players are playing the good guys. You can swap those roles. I think that's an awesome idea. I really like that. And then it said, and in that scenario, the controller would control a group of heroes and gain control of some unique and special controller players' powers as well. So, if you're controlling certain type of units, whether the heroes or the villains, you also get special powers that are unique to you. I thought that was really cool. So instead of if you're controlling the heroes as the players, you get a certain, you get your character and then maybe they can do some stuff. But if the overlord is taking control of those, they get even more special powers for each of those characters. I think that's pretty cool. It says both sides will get 4 activations, and you will also be able to play fully co-op as well. So the Overlord, there might not even be an Overlord, and then you can use a special AI deck for, you know, either the villains or the heroes if you're going to get up against them. Along with each character having a unique AI version as well. So that is going to be called Clash for Eternia. That's by CMON. Again, there's no date for that, but I am really excited. Obviously, you guys probably know CMON. They're going to have fantastic minis, a bunch of stretch goals. Really looking forward to that. I'm not too big in the Masters of the Universe. I never got into it as a kid, but it does look really cool. I love Conan, and this is kind of like, you know, is that He-Man, right? I don't want to butcher it. But, you know, like going up against Skeletor and stuff like that, dude, I like that fantasy type of stuff, just with that, you know, the hero, you know, with the sling and the sword and stuff like that, mowing down enemies. That's my type of game. And especially because Conan was a 1 versus many, and they implemented a solo version as well. Now, I talked about the solo version one of the weeks. That was a fan-made variant. I wasn't too big a fan of that, but Monolith actually did create their own solo version, and I need to check that out as well. So I think it might have a similar feel, and I am really excited. And the next one we have is Forest of Pangaia. This is going to be by Pangaia Games. This is their first creative project. This is on Kickstarter. It has launched already. And so if we look at this, it has 17 days to go, 3,600 backers, not bad, $232,000. That is pretty good. It's doing very well. Now this game looks absolutely stunning. I'm kind of getting vibes. It's like a forest type feel. The artwork looks fantastic. There's a lot of wooden components. I'm getting a feeling of, like, at least theme wise, of Everdell mixed with like photosynthesis, if you guys ever played that. Basically, you have this land and this forest. And why don't I just read a brief little section about the game. It says, before the dawn of time, Gaia, the primal goddess of our world, created the first trees. They slowly spread over the continent of Pangaia and cherished her with timeless rituals. Since then, an abundant force has been flowing through their roots, bringing life to the highest heights and deepest holes. So, dude, this one looks fantastic. You basically have this land and you're going around planting seeds, and you're trying to get those seeds to grow up into trees, which then can plant more seeds. And you control a spirit that can go around the land, kind of influencing the land a little bit, planting seeds and stuff like that. You're going to be gaining elements, which is also going to help to pay to grow those seeds and trees even bigger. But the coolest thing is, besides the components, which are fantastic, they're these little small wooden trees, and there's like 4 different colors. First off, they look awesome, but I guess the trees can get even bigger, so you can stack extra bits on top of those trees to make the trees even taller. Dude, this game just looks absolutely stunning. The artwork on there, look at the box. The cards look fantastic. Just having those trees on the board, this game is going to look absolutely beautiful. I'm really interested in this. Like I said, I play mostly these miniature, sprawling, epic games, but I like these games occasionally. I really do. I'm not opposed to stuff like this. This is going to be a 2 to 4 player game with 40 carefully turned wooden trees, 4 mythical spirits, and enchanting artwork. It will take you on a magical journey of rivalry and harmony. Dude, this game looks amazing. I suggest you go check it out. It looks simple as well. It doesn't look like it's going to take up a lot of table space. There's only 3 phases of the game. This looks fantastic. And the coolest bit is, if you look, there's only a standard and a deluxe pledge. The standard, it says, at least for US, is going to be about $59, about $60. The deluxe, in which you get 80 extra wooden tokens for all resource and life tokens, that's only going to cost you, that costs $66. I mean, roughly $7 more technically, but you know, about $6. Dude, that's fantastic. For 80 more tokens, only $6, that's basically not a difference, you know, in price. It's not that big. This one just looks fantastic. I might have to check this one out. I think it's gonna look gorgeous. I think the gameplay looks simple enough. I think this is gonna be a cool game to, you know, maybe bring out for the family as well. I'm really interested in this game. So I am gonna put a link in the description below. Check this one out. Okay, and the next one I wanna talk about is The Elder Scrolls Skyrim, the board game. Now, this one is gonna be by Modephius Entertainment. So I haven't heard of Modephius Entertainment. I did look them up. It seems like they've done a lot of RPGs, war games. I've also seen some board games on there like Crusader Kings and Kung Fu Panda. No idea. I've never played either of those. There are a few others that I haven't heard of. So I'm not sure. But also if you notice, well, not if you notice, but I also did an update a while ago, and you guys might have heard about this as well, but also Chip Theory Games is also doing is it a Skyrim or Elder Scrolls? Is there a difference? Is it just the Elder Scrolls Skyrim or Skyrim the Elder Scrolls? I have no idea. Like I mentioned before, I've not played the video game of this at all. I have no idea. So I don't know if it's just the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, whatever, if the name is all linked, or if like the Elder Scrolls is one thing and Skyrim is another. But Chip Theory Games put out a picture as well and said they are working on something also for Skyrim or for the Elder Scrolls. I forget exactly what, but they can't release any information until 2022. So like Masters of the Universe, two different games by, you know, for the same theme by different companies, it looks like there's going to be two different games for this as well. How different they play, I'm not sure. Again, we don't have any information from Chip Theory Games. And we don't have a lot of information from Modephius Entertainment about theirs as well. They're going to launch theirs on Gamefound. This is another Gamefound game. And I don't think there is a date. I could be wrong about that. Let's go to project. Let's see. No, so there's no time frame. And so why I think that is because they're getting a lot of things together. Now, I will say, reading through this update, there is an update. It seems like they got their crap together. Now, it looks like, let me just read it here. The game has been in development behind the scenes at Modephius for a couple of years, and we're pleased to confirm it completed external playtesting earlier this year. Excuse me. All the written content on the cards and rulebook have all been approved by Bethesda. Sculpts for miniatures and the graphic design of all the components have been ongoing, and we're in the middle of submitting to Bethesda with final submissions due by the end of the month. Once we have graphics approved by Bethesda, we'll do a huge reveal for you. The design team will be sharing some designer diaries talking about the process of bringing Skyrim to the tabletop over the coming weeks, and we'll start exploring the game mechanics in more detail. That is pretty big, just because it looks like they already have a lot of stuff completed for this. And they said they talked about external playtesting is already completed. I think in another section here, they mentioned that tooling has already begun for the minis. So I think they already got the renders approved by Bethesda, and they've already sent, you know, the factory is already working on that. Or that's what they're working on now. Maybe they've gotten approved to make the renders. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like this project is pretty far along. And that gives me a lot of hope, because it looks like they're putting a lot of effort into this game. It seems like they're doing things right? So like, I'm really interested in what they do with this. It says the base game is divided into 2 campaigns of 3 chapters each. The decisions the players make from their first turn have a distinct effect on the unfolding story and encounters, making the whole campaign experience different every time you play. You can even save your progress after each game and start the next chapter with the same character, equipment, and skills. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it sounds pretty cool. I don't know if this is going to be a dungeon crawler, an open world. I'm not entirely sure. They did say that the game, they're going to try to launch the game in other languages. Very good. And you said miniatures. It says the team who sculpted the minis for the Elder Scrolls Call to Arms miniatures game that we launched last year are working on the board game, and you can expect some pretty cool stuff. We can confirm the miniatures will be the same 32mm scale as the Elder Scroll Call to Arms game. So you'll be able to use the board game minis in that game, or use the Skyrim minis in the Call to Arms miniatures game. Dude, why are companies not doing this more? You had, what was it? Fantasy Flight. Now, you say what you want about Fantasy Flight, but they put out they made, what is it called? Imperial Assault. Those minis had a certain scale. Then they made Legion. The minis for that had a different scale. Why didn't they just make them the same scale? That way people could have used all their, I already forgot the name, Imperial Assault minis in that game. Why? Because they wanted you to buy more product. This goes a long way with people. Being able to swap, if you make multiple games, hey, we're using the same scale. Do you want to use them in here? Use them in this game? Dude, just do that. That's what the people are already spending enough money on your products. If you want to keep them coming back, do something for them. Make them the same scale. It's probably not that complicated, right? Don't make them a different scale and make them buy something all over again. That's just not cool. So I like that they're doing this. And it says, will I be able to check out the rules? How will I know if I like the game? We're going to have a complete tabletop simulator demo of the game available to play using all official components at the launch of the project, so you can try for yourself. You will also be able to download the rules to read in PDF. Dude, they're doing everything right here. They're doing everything right. You're going to be able to play the game right when the campaign launches. You're going to be able to read all the rules. They're going to already be tooling. So, and if you guys don't know, tooling is kind of a longer process. There was somebody from Peterson Games. I think it was Arthur Peterson from Peterson Games. They put out an article explaining tooling and why some projects that have all these minis take a lot longer than projects that don't have minis. Kind of self-explanatory, right? There's going to be more components, but why does it take that much longer? So the article kind of goes into detail about why, what all is involved in the tooling process. I'm going to put a link to that article below, and it's definitely worth a read. It's very interesting. So if they're already kind of starting tooling, they're already kind of reducing the amount of time that it's probably going to take to get the backers. Another very good thing. This project so far looks like it's been put together very well. I'm really pleased to see all of this stuff. I think they're doing everything right. Fantastic, fantastic. So I look forward to seeing more updates about this game. I will be keeping an eye on this. And again, if you guys are interested, I will put a link below. All right, and the last one I want to talk about is Valor&Villainy, Lludwick's Labyrinth. I haven't had a chance to look into this one too much. This one's on Kickstarter, and this is by Skybound Games. They also did Valor&Villainy Mordak's Minions. This has 2,500 backers, about $290,000. Pretty good. There are 11 days to go in this. And so Lludwick's Labyrinth, from what I gather, is going to be kind of a sequel, but a standalone game from is it Minions of Mordak or Mordak's Minions? I'm going to probably mix and match, calling it whatever I want throughout the rest of this little coverage of it. But this one looks pretty cool. Again, I haven't looked too much into it, but this is going to be a dungeon crawler. And as you're going through the dungeon, you can discover tiles, and you can kind of orient them however you want, following a certain amount of rules. But dude, I am loving the graphic design on this. I'm loving the artwork. There are too many projects that are looking fantastic. Not enough space, not enough funds. This one is one that it looks really good. Again, I don't know anything about that Minions of Mordak, but dude, even the character boards in this one, the Lludwick's Labyrinth, dude, you can, they're the dual layer boards. They look fantastic. There's little sliders, I think, to track different things. You can place 3D tokens to say what dice are available, I think, for certain actions. The artwork on everything looks fantastic. I'm loving those player boards, like I just said. A lot of cards, dice rolling. I'm a fan of dice rolling. Everything about this game looks pretty cool. This is a 1 to 6 player with a solo mode, and from what I gather, the minions of Mordak was a 1 versus many, and they're kind of going away from that with this one. And this can be either, this is a fully co-op and you can play it solo as well. And this one is going to be a legacy style game over 16 missions. And they're going to have different flavor cards on there. You know, you can choose different, to go different routes, meaning like, you know, you'll be presented with a choice. You're going to have to make a choice and then you will get benefits or consequences depending on what you choose. But dude, I'm just thinking everything about this looks amazing. The minis look really well. And I think there was a cool one on here. It said like, it showed a picture of Lludwick, I think it was. And there was a stretch goal you unlocked and he's got like detachable limbs and you can replace them with different things. It's just cool, man. And this campaign has it all. Extra dice. You can get extra deluxe components for it, right? This one looks really good. You can also get the Mordak's minions for this as well. This one looks awesome. I need to find out more about this, but this one looks like a fun dungeon crawler co-op game. I'm liking everything about it. It looks like it doesn't take itself too seriously, but also it looks like it can have a lot of depth involved as well. This one just looks fun overall. And I'm a fan of dice rolling and dungeon crawlers anyway, and then upgrading and dude, dual layer boards. This one looks fantastic. I'm really excited about this. I'm gonna put a link in the description below. It just looks, everything about this looks amazing. I can't say enough good things by looking at this campaign. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet as far as going in or not. I need to find out more information. But dude, I mean, like, there's so many good games coming out now. I was talking to a few of you, you know, recently, that it's just like in the next month, there's all these fantastic games. Check out the previous Sunday show episode. There's Wild Assent, Chronicles of Drunagar. You know, Skyrim's coming out. Lords of Ragnarok's coming out. 6 Siege is launched right now. Valor&Villainy, Lludwick's Revenge. No, Lludwick's Labyrinth. That's launched. This Forest of Pangaia. There are so many, and it's like as soon as I was like, dude, let there be a break, right? Let me catch up. Let me get some funds together. Let me organize some stuff, get rid of some games so I can make some space. They're just non-stop hitters coming along, and it's hard to keep up. So I'm kind of hoping there's a little bit of break so that I can recoup some funds, and then so I can get some more of these awesome looking games, or at least have the games look like crap so I'm not interested in them. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff coming out. Got to pick and choose. So do the research. I'm going to put links in the description below. If you guys have any questions or any thoughts, anything that I missed, or any game that is interesting you, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. So that's going to basically be it for me. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Like I said, the next video, I'm going to try to get back on Sundays. It was just been a crazy week. And if you guys do like this content, please think about giving it a like and subscribing. It helps me know, you know, kind of what you guys are liking, and allows me to change up some things over time to provide you guys with some better content. So I hope you guys have enjoyed again. Shout out to my man, Evan Watkins, DBZ Picture. Stay tuned for some more content. And until I see you guys next time, drink some brews, play some games, have a great week, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, take care.